another edition of the Happy Hour. I am Devlin Bishop here with you, and here is my lovely co host, Corda.
See?
And here we are. We made it to a second episode. Um, yeah, we got a couple of hits, basically the same amount of hits that we'd get on a Devlin Bishop show. But anyhow, so we're going to do this again. We're going to try it for a little while. The
Sure.
good thing about running our own station is we don't have to worry about getting canceled. We cancel ourselves. We're just like, yeah, we're just done doing this. But I had so much fun doing the last one that I thought we would keep doing, and I thought it would be something good to look into. And
Definitely.
as I said, the Devlin Bishop show will still be there for when we have guests or we want to do in-depth topics. But on the happy hour, it's not just about drinking. But please feel free to pour yourself whatever beverage you want. We will not judge. I have just some lemon water and lemon today. I don't know what. Oh, you got something dandy looking.
Diet Dr. Pepper. Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, grab a snack, and we're going to try to hit as many topics and make you laugh as much as we can in the next hour, even with topics that aren't even that funny. But we can be relieved in knowing. See now, when I say we're not probably going to get that much views, we're happy with every view we get.
Yeah.
The last I looked, the last one got about 50 views. Now we don't take into consideration that some people are like, oh, these people again, and then they sign off. We take that as a full hit.
Oh, yeah.
If YouTube counts it as a hit, we just assume there's 15 people watching this.
Yep.
It'd be great if it was just one person watching it over and over again, because
That's
I'm at that. I shouldn't say that, but a stalker would be nice. It would be. I'm just kidding. Please do not stalk me. There are much better people to stalk out there. Oh my God, this has gone off the rails already. Let's get to our. But we can always be confident to know, no matter how much hard work we put in a happy hour, the singing frog will definitely get more views.
well,
And
yeah.
we have just put our second singing frog up there. If you've not seen the first and second one, check it out. It's heartwarming. I showed the latest one to Mike, my partner, and he just said, all is good in the world. Once that frog comes on, you know. So, anyhow, look for the new singing frog and much more from him coming soon. Until we get hit with a copyright strike and hit a song that we can't do. But well, I should take this time to wish everybody a happy Victoria Day weekend. Now, of course, I'm Canadian, so if you're watching this in the States, this means nothing to you. Your big weekend is the Memorial one, I believe, is next week for you guys. But here in Canada, it is what we like to call the May 24 weekend. And this Victoria Day actually falls on the 24th, so it's pretty cool. And thank you if you're watching this after the Victoria Day weekend, because that's cool too. We're not just going to talk about that. But Victoria Day weekend has always been a big deal in Canada. And, the last couple of years, of course, with the quarantine and the pandemic, it's very hard to celebrate it. Because basically, most people celebrate it. We get an extra day, we blow off some fireworks usually, lots of drinking goes on, shenanigans in general.
Barbecue.
Uh,
Anything.
Barbecuing. Yeah, it's great. I never. Now, for me, I love Victoria Day weekend because to me, it's the unofficial beginning of summer. I know the official day is like June 1st or something like that. But to me, once Victoria Day weekend is here. Now, I'm not disappointed that we can't really do much. Yes, I would love to do an actual dance party in my home rather than doing something online, but I take what I can get.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I don't know, did you guys, your family celebrate Victoria Day? Did you like blow off fireworks in the backyard?
I don't think we did fireworks for Memorial Day or Victoria Day ever. I think I remember doing them once or twice for Canada Day, but
Okay.
usually we didn't do much fireworks. But almost every weekend we had barbecues and things starting in May anyway, so it was just kind of a normal weekend for us, I think.
Yeah, and the reason I don't get too disappointed that we can't do much, yeah, certainly I'd love to be with loved ones and stuff this weekend and going out, having a great time in the weather. But growing up in Canada, I remember as a kid, I grew up in an amazing street called Fife Street. And Fife Street was really just a very small neighborhood that would always come together. And on Victoria Day, we had this one family, the Massalios, that used to blow off the fireworks in their driveway. This was back in a time where driveways were just starting to be big, where people were getting rid of their lawns, and they had one. And we would all bring fireworks, and then we'd shoot them off, and we'd be good. But growing up in Canada, you always had that anxiety that, well, for those of you who know, Victoria Day, we tend to get a lot of bad weather. So I remember just being like, just I'm so anxious for fireworks, and honestly, fireworks scared the hell out of me. Trust me, if I can't handle those caps we talked about on the last episode,
Yeah.
having actual explosions right next to me are crazy. And I love looking at fireworks, but I'm terrified of them. Trust me. But that's a story for another time. But anyhow, you would always have that anxiety. Is it going to rain? It isn't going to rain. And usually the rain would clear up just in time to shoot off fireworks. And I remember people would put lots of money buying fireworks, and I know they still shoot them off because
Yeah.
around my apartment you can see them, and it's crazy to see how much people will still blow off fireworks and stuff.
Mhm.
And then, but when I was a kid, one of the most favorite ones for the kids was the burning schoolhouse. Now, do you remember the burning schoolhouse?
Vaguely do. I don't remember what it even did, but I remember the.
Not much.
Yeah.
Not much.
We
So
got.
you got these big fireworks that you light, and it's like colors
Yep.
and spectacular. And then at the end, they would bring out this little box that looked
Yep.
like a little schoolhouse, and we would set it on fire. And
Mhm.
it would just like almost not even look as good as a sparkler. And we just watched the school burn down. And then people would bring multiples, so we'd watch all the schools in the neighborhood burn down. Yes, people, have I mentioned I grew up in different
Oh
times?
yeah.
We're talking the 70s and 80s here. But, I still love sparklers, but I was the kid that, everybody would be like, woo, sparklers! And I was the kid like,
Yeah, me too.
oh, look at it from afar!
Yeah.
And I'd just be, kids would be running around me, and I'd be like, you're gonna poke my eyes out. I did have a good child, and I don't want people to think that I was traumatized. I had issues, but yeah, I had some of the wrong issues. Anyhow, we have done going down memory lane. We have to go and look at some of the headlines that were out there, and there was a couple that we need to talk about. We're going to start with, well, there was a big celebrity death, but I think this tops it.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about the much talked about Friends reunion.
Ah.
Now, I had heard talk about this for about a year or so. And I never understood if it was like they were coming back to play their characters or if they're just coming back to reminisce.
Mhm.
So recently I'd start hearing that, oh, it's almost done. And I'm thinking, well, they still were talking if they could get together. And now suddenly it's done. So this week they actually posted a trailer. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Now you watched Friends once in a while,
Oh,
right?
yeah. I watched it enough to know basically what is going on.
Yeah. Most people have seen Friends enough to know the characters, the main characters, and even maybe some of the catchphrases and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so I wasn't sure. So when I watched this trailer, you immediately realize, okay, it's a reunion. They're just going to sit and talk about it. And I've seen reunion shows from other shows before, but I have to say that I love Friends, but
Mhm.
I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I can think of other TV sitcoms I would be more obsessed with. But I have to admit that they did a great job with this trailer, and I think this looks like it's going to be kind of really nice. And I think it's something we're going to need as we're still in the pandemic. And I think they're going to have a winner on their hands here because I even found myself getting a little emotional and wanted to go and binge watch a couple of episodes of the show and stuff like that. What was your first take when you saw
Well,
the reunion trailer?
the absolute first thing I thought was, well, I wasn't a big fan of Friends, so why would I want to watch this? But as I watched the trailer, I'm thinking, this actually looks like a lot of fun. I'd like to see these people reminisce about being their characters and how they got together. So the trailer won me over. Before that, I had no interest in watching it whatsoever.
I'm actually happy this is a reunion rather than them coming back because I've watched some of those where they come back years later and they're not always winners.
Yeah,
Like Rescue from Gilligan's Island, The Hazard, as much as it's great for the nostalgia effort, I
yeah,
think Leave It to Beaver, Green Acres did one. A lot of shows did. Even the nighttime shows like Dynasty and Dallas and Knots Landing all had reunion shows where they played their characters. But I find that sometimes it doesn't work out too well. So I was happy to see that they're just going to reminisce, and it looks like they took it to a bigger scale. And they should, because I don't know if you know this, but Friends was a huge hit when it was on. But I've recently found out that in repeat, it's even bigger. Netflix Flicks recently lost it,
hmm
and it went to I think HBO Max or Warner Brothers or something, and it really was. Friends and The Office were like two of the Netflix's biggest shows, the Netflix,
done that.
and so yeah, so it was really interesting to see. But I was also surprised because nowadays there's controversy in everything. And when they released the announcement, they also released some of the list of the guest stars on the show.
Okay.
And because of the internet, the way it is, within less than an hour, people noticed there was a huge person missing. I don't know if you heard this.
No, I didn't hear this.
You might not know this because you only watch Friends hit and miss, but there was an actor who was actually in several episodes in the final season,
Okay.
and he's a big name actor, and he's Mr. Paul Rudd,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was brought on as now my memory probably is going to be wrong, either Phoebe's boyfriend or I can't remember if they actually got married or not in the show. But people were like, "Where's Paul Rudd in this?" You got like all these other people coming back, but where's Paul Rudd now? I don't know. I think it shows you how good the fans are that they caught that Paul Rudd was missing. But
Yeah.
I remember him being on the show, but I honestly never thought about it when they list all here's the guests.
Yeah.
Um, but I made a joke, and I don't know it's for everyone, but I said they probably didn't want Paul Rudd because have you seen him lately? This guy never ages.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, the Friends cast looked just as hot and sexy as they did, but the men are looking a little older and bigger, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, they still look great.
But
But
I thought if you
like,
had Paul Young, who looks like he's feasting on, baby's blood, and he's sitting there, it might make them look a little older and bigger.
yeah.
Not to mention playing Ant-Man, he has to keep in shape too, so, So, I don't know. I'm hoping they can sneak him in some way. Maybe they should have him introduce it or something, you know.
So,
And it's already been filmed, so if he's not in it, it's going to be a
yeah,
little hard to do it. I think this
the cut
thing
out of
airs.
order.
Yeah, I think this thing airs next week, but I don't think I have a streaming service that has it. So hopefully I'll get a chance to see it at some point. But if you're a Friends fan, I know you'll be probably tuning in. And you have every right to.
Oh yeah.
That show has so much going for it.
Mhm.
That remember that theme song, I'll be there for you. Ah, I love that when it came out.
Oh
It's
yeah.
so great. I still love it. I still get excited when I hear it. I want to jump into the closest fountain and actually
And clap.
yeah, I do that at work. They play it at Value Village over the thing, and
Half the clap, which is weird.
I know it's weird. There's just some songs you have to do things, like I have to clap for friends.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I have to clap for friends. Whenever Steve Miller's Joker comes on, you know, when they do that, what? Woo! I have to do that. Ba, 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 Sweet Caroline. Every any white person who's been to a wedding and hears Sweet Caroline has to do the ba ba ba.
Yeah,
It's mandatory. It's mandatory.
it
I've
is.
let out a white. Okay, we need to show some respect now because happy hour is not just about being ludicrously happy. Sometimes there are celebrity deaths, and we had a big one this week. Charles Grodin passed away. He was a fairly big name actor. He's one of those actors I always say that you might not instantly be able to think of movies he was in, but if you saw him, you'd be like, "Oh, I know who Charles
Okay.
Basically, he was in some movies. I looked some up. He was in. He made his big comeback in The Heartbreak Kid, a movie that came out a bit. But he was also in Beethoven, those big Saint Bernard dog movies. Midnight Run with Robert De Niro in the '80s. He was in that weird little movie Clifford. I don't think we've shown you that one, have we?
No, I don't think
Oh, you got to see this one. Maybe we'll have to watch that soon with all the other ones we're talking about seeing. Yeah, I won't go too much into it, but it's this weird movie where he plays somebody who has to take care of Martin Short, and Martin Short's actually playing like an 8-year-old boy in this movie.
really.
Yeah, Mike and I watched it, and it is, you have to see it to believe it. It is
Yeah.
so insane. He was also in the 1976 remake of King Kong. He was in movies like Heaven Can Wait, Ishtar, but nobody wants to talk about that. The Incredible Shrinking Woman. I'm giving that one a shout out because I used to love that one as a kid with
Cool.
Lily Tomlin. And I can name a movie that you would probably know him
I
in.
was just thinking, I'm waiting to hear something I've seen him in.
Yeah, you probably haven't seen this movie in a long time, and I don't know if it's one of your favorites, but
Okay.
he was a major human character in The Great Muppet Caper.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen it in ages, but yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there you go. I knew Muppets
So,
speak your name.
yes.
But anyhow, he was a wonderful, like, he did television as well, he did stage. He's just one of those actors that, like, you know his face when you see him. And he was so talented, and sadly he passed away. And yeah, and so, you know, if you want to pay tribute to Charles Grodin, I just named you a whole pile of movies to check out. Clifford is, I don't know if I want to give this one a shout out, but I've got a weird love-hate relationship with Martin Short. He's actually born, I think he was born and raised in Hamilton, where I am, and here in Ontario. But I have so many stories about him, personal ones from people who have worked for him for real. But mesmerizing to me. And yeah, Clifford is one I definitely. I also like the Midnight Run movies. I really never watched any of the Beethoven.
No.
I think I grew outgrew dog movies when they came out. And I love dogs, but I don't necessarily need to see every dog movie that comes out. I know there was just a whole bunch of them, and I can't even keep up. Maybe there wasn't a whole bunch of them.
I think
Yeah, I
there,
think the dog had puppies and stuff.
yeah, I think there were at least a few.
Anyhow, I promoted the Mighty Ducks last week. We don't need me to promote Beethoven. But if Beethoven is where you know Charles Grodin from, then by all means watch some Beethovens.
Yeah.
So there you go, a little respect for Charles Grodin. Okay, we also like talking movie trailers, and we had two drop. Well, there was a lot more, but these are the two we're going to talk about right now. First up is G.I. Joe Origins Guys.
Yes.
Now, what is your backstory with G.I. Joe? Do you have any memories of the
Oh, yeah.
cartoon or the doll?
We watched my brother and I watched the cartoon every day.
Oh,
Oh yeah, Well,
so you actually know G.I.
I
Joe.
do know GI Joe. I mean, obviously at some point I stopped watching it, so I didn't learn like the later stuff. I don't know, but when I was a kid, yeah, I knew G.I. Joe. I had some G.I. Joe action figures. My brother had most of them, but I had a couple of the girl ones.
Did you have a favorite character?
um, Honestly, Snake Eyes was my favorite for the most part until there was a female ninja that showed up on the cartoons and stuff. And I can think her name might have been Jinx or something like that.
Jade?
Hmm?
Jade?
It might have been Jade.
I don't know. You're probably right.
Yeah, I don't remember because she was never a huge character, but I just decided, okay, she's even better because she's a girl, so
Nice.
someone to look up to. So yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to know you know G.I. Joe, and you probably remember they did do a live action G.I. Joe movie with Channing Tatum. Did
Yep.
I force you to watch that one?
I did see it. I think I liked it, if I recall.
I actually liked it too. I know a lot of people put it down, but I actually liked it. I think it's worthy of misunderstood movies in
Hmm.
the months ahead. I actually thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they made a sequel to it, but decided that the sequel was going to pretty much reboot everything that they did in the first movie, including, minor spoil alert here, killing off Channing Tatum because he didn't want to be in the sequel. So he showed up, got his paycheck, they kill him off, and then hey, there's Bruce Willis and Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And I saw it, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It was okay,
I didn't see the
but
no.
I had invested so much time in the first one, and then I hate when movies tell you, "Oh, forget that one. That was garbage."
Yeah.
It's like, but
You liked it.
I was watching it,
Yeah.
and so now they're rebooting it again,
Yeah.
and one of your favorite characters is getting an origin story. Now, I'm surprised some people aren't getting the monkey nerves because when I hear GI Joe oranges, when I hear GI Joe
Origins.
origins, I almost said orgies too. Good lord, there's a movie I want to see if Channing Tatum's coming back. Yeah, origins.
Yeah.
Some people got a little monkey nerves when they did that with Wolverine
Yes.
and X Men.
X-Men.
Now they did do okay with the First Class.
Yes.
But I don't know. I watched this trailer, and I don't know if I'm getting. I think I might be getting like to be a jaded old guy. You know, I like to hold on to the fact that I'm young in spirit, and then I realize people talk about these shows that are like all the rage, and I'm watching like Dennis the Menace, the old black and white 1950s show from way back when. Whenever they say we're going to do a new version of GI Joe, I just go and pull out some old episodes of the old one.
Exactly. Yeah.
But anyhow, I don't know. I just GI Joe I know shouldn't be grouped in the superhero category, but I'm almost grouping all these big action films kind of like superhero movies, and I think I'm not saying I'm done with them. There's still a couple I'm looking forward to, but I seem to get more bored with them. Yeah, okay, I'm a disgruntled old guy. So, this looks fine. This looks fine. That's all I'm gonna say is it looks fine. You
I,
know?
I will mention
Yes.
I have no interest in it whatsoever because although I like the character, half of what makes the character cool is how mysterious he is. I don't want to see an origin story already. I want to see him doing cool things later and then find out his backstory eventually. You know,
I can't remember in the first movie. Wasn't there sequences where they were kids?
there might have been, but
I can't remember the name. What was the name of his rival?
I don't remember right now.
Yeah, but I seem to remember there was scenes where there was these kids just
Yeah.
kicking the ass out of each other, and I thought to myself, "This appropriate?" Now, if they wanted to catch my interest with a new GI Joe movie, this is what I want, and I can't take credit for this because my the guy I like to call Dad came up with this,
Okay.
and he basically said that when he heard there was a new GI Joe movie. Now, this is going back to the first one.
Yeah.
He really hoped that they were going to walk around in the costumes that they wore
That would be cool.
on the original show. So like shipwreck would be like I'm a sailor. And honestly, there was so many ridiculous things. There were characters that would be shirtless with no shoes,
Oh yeah.
walking around in the snow.
Yep.
Like as far as I know, GI Joe didn't have superpowers.
No, they're just guys.
But yeah, I think that would be great to see like all the characters just dressed up how they were as kids. Not as kids on the
Oh
cartoon show, and then like
yeah.
Cobra, la 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 la. You remember when they used to do that rubbish
Yeah.
and stuff like that? So that's you want to excite me? Let's see that one. Let's see that one. But I know they're gonna go for gritty realism, and sometimes gritty realism doesn't work. That's why I don't want them ever to make an HR Puffin Stuff movie because it'll be gritty realism.
That would be interesting.
As you can see, I'm rocking my HR Puffin Stuff. I got this for a gift from my friend Dave last Christmas or something Christmas ago. Anyhow, I love my HR Puffin Stuff shirt. And as I get older, I don't know why I love the show so much. He's one of my Saturday morning heroes. But honestly, when I watch that show, I get giddy. But then I think, why do I like this show? Like, it's really not good. But I love everything about it. Yeah, I'm off on a tangent about HR Puffin Stuff.
Oh yeah.
I still think they should have, when tax time comes around, they should have H&R Puffin Stuff.
That's right.
He could do your taxes when things get rough. H&R Puffin Stuff. But I also noticed not only do I love the show without loving it, but I think sometimes in those close-ups, and I look in the mirror in the morning, I think I look like HR Puffin Stuff. He's got like a tuft of red hair. And you know what always freaked me out about HR Puffin Stuff is sometimes his eyes would move. And he had like those googly eyes, but sometimes one would get stuck. And so he'd have one eye looking up this way and one eye looking up that. And he's talking to that British kid, like, hey, Puffin Stuff, why are your eyes all screwed up? And when I look in the morning sometimes, don't get me wrong, I think I'm a very handsome man, and there are many days I would do myself.
There we go.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, I do. Look at that. But there are mornings I wake up looking, suddenly that music plays, HR Puffin Stuff, and I am like got one eye looking up this way, one up that, and my hair, and yeah, like honestly, like we could be. Yeah, this is a cheap way to get show and tell in there. There's my Funko Pop of HR Puffin Stuff. Look at those black dead eyes that I have.
You need more makeup on, I think, to do the.
Well, yeah, I don't have green. Maybe this is when I'm doing Count Devula.
There you go. Yeah.
Anyhow, that's enough. That's enough HR Puffin. You've never seen it. Yeah, you probably won't like it. But one day soon, I'm actually thinking about doing a watch party. And I don't remember. I think there might be some free episodes in it. Because I don't know. The other day, I was trying to think of stuff to do for Canada Day, and I came across all those great episodes on YouTube of The Littlest Hobo, and I thought I should find some old Canadian shows and just have a watch party for that. So if you're into that, write in there. I know you won't, but please do, and write in if you'd be interested to see some old Canadian shows. And by no ways am I saying HR Puffin Stuff is Canadian.
No.
We have had some crazy shit, but we're not taking responsibility for that.
No.
Even though I love it.
Yes.
And don't know why. But we'll do a Saturday morning thing one day where we eat cereal. That would be fun. Anyhow, back to trailers. The other one I'd like to talk about is Dear Evan Hansen. We've already talked a little bit about this, and I knew this was a successful musical. I didn't know exactly what it was about. I know it was about a teenage boy, and there was singing in it. And that's pretty much where I had it. Now, where did you hear it from? Because you told me that you have wanted to see this for ages.
Just online, different YouTube channels, and like people talking online, I guess. Like some stuff on Instagram, and just I'm not even sure.
I always just see you playing like Realms of Despair and stuff like that, like Gothic Sadness game. I didn't realize you were going to like BroadwayPuppets.com and talking about like, ooh, here's
No,
my favorite Gilbert and Sullivan song.
no, I follow a couple celebrities, and some of them like the Dear Evan Hansen. So you know,
Oh, I gotta hear it. Give me one celebrity you follow. I gotta know what a celebrity Corda follows.
no,
What is it? Like, come on. Is it?
no, you won't know them.
Then they're not celebrities.
They're YouTube celebrities,
Oh my God. Okay, I thought you meant like you followed like.
real
Oh,
celebrities.
I thought you followed like, Roy Clark or something like
No,
that.
not like
Roy Clark.
not actual famous people, just people
Oh,
on.
okay, okay. All right, so I'll give you that. So anyhow, I knew a little bit.
Yeah,
Then I actually saw the trailer, and I was actually blown away what this movie is about. And once again, being a musical fan, I love how they hit the fact that this is a musical for
yeah,
the majority of it. Now they do show you later, kind of like when Chicago came out.
yeah,
Everybody knows it's a musical, but just for those couple of people that might not, we're not going to say it's a musical. So, but they do get around to saying there will be people just randomly singing.
yes,
And I actually was very endeared to this movie. I thought, what an interesting story. I really can't wait to see this.
yeah. I
And
don't know the story really well either. Like I've tried looking up the story, and I could never find a really good thing saying what it was really about. I had little hints of what it was about, but the trailer showed it beautifully. So I finally understand now. Okay, that's what it's about. And I knew it was about the two boys and the letters and things like that, but I wasn't sure exactly how everything connected and how the boys connected and stuff. So it makes a lot more sense now.
yeah, no, I thought it was a wonderful film. It looks like it's well casted.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with the young man. Actually, it's weird because his name's Ben Platt, I believe, and he is. I just recently heard a song by him that I don't believe is from the movie, and so the name was like, oh, Ben Platt. I
yeah,
just heard a song. I want to say the song is called Imagine or something like that. But I think it's currently like been released as a single or something. And I don't think it's a remake of the John Lennon song. But the name stuck with me. And so when I heard he was in it, and when I saw it, I said, oh, he must be the originator of the
yeah,
original role.
yeah. He is.
This looks wonderfully cast. There were lots of other, big name actors in it and a lot of newcomers too, which I thought they must also be, original cast members or something. Now, there was a lot of people talking online about the fact that looks like he might be a little too old to play a teenager now. Now, I grew up watching Grease.
Yes.
Where I remember being a little kid sitting in theaters going, wow, I'm going to look so mature when I hit my teen years.
Yeah.
Not realizing that, John Travolta was, I think, 28, Olivia Newton John had just turned 30, and Stockard Channing playing Rizzo was 33. Now, I also grew up with Beverly Hills 90210, and there was a couple of them that were pretty much close to collecting their old age pension when they started filming that. I think there were some that were close to their age, but there were a lot in their 20s. And I think one of my favorites, Gabrielle Katiris, was actually in her 30s, and Ian Ziering too. So honestly, I have no problem with this. I actually, but it's funny when I watched this, I had a little bit of a problem with it because I was looking, going, yeah, I do think he might be a little old, but I think because I haven't seen the whole movie in full. I think when I see the movie in full, I'm gonna get past that.
Okay.
When I hear the wonderful music, the heartfelt, stuff. But there was something in his face that just made me think he was like an old guy playing a younger guy. But I'm not saying he's not good. From what I saw of it, he looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but think, wow, I'm bringing this around again. It looked like Martin Short playing an 8-year-old boy in Clifford. Is that going to stop me from seeing this movie? No.
Okay.
This comes out, I think, in September, and who knows? Theaters might even be open at that time, which is nice because theaters would be lovely to see a nice musical for and stuff. And I think we could use a movie like this. So, no offense if Ben Platt's listening out there, which you know he's not. He's watching the Singing Frog on the other channel.
Exactly.
But I think I'm looking forward to seeing your movie. And yeah, I'm not going to hold it against you. As I said, I grew up seeing old people playing, young people all the time. And it gives us old people hope that one day we could play teenagers in a movie. I know I certainly can.
Oh yeah, you could.
Besides this HR Puffin stuff thing that's staring me in the face, I can't stop but looking at this too. And since we're talking about how old I am now, we might as well just admit it. So I take a couple of pills. When you get older, you have like cholesterol and high blood pressure and I diabetes. I have all that, and I take care of it to the best of my abilities, which is a nice way of saying to what I feel I want to do for it. But I have this one pill that's taking care of something that I have to take for 3 months, and I have to take it twice a day. And when I first got it, I had problems remembering the second pill.
Yeah.
And I would always I have to take it like a half hour before I eat. And the next thing you know, I've eaten dinner, and then Mike's like, "Did you take your pill?" And I'm like, "No, shit." So I actually, it's come to this. It's come to this because I want to stay healthy for my loved ones. And if you are concerned for me, please write in the comments. I'll use my health if I can get somebody to write in the comments. But I actually made this little sign:
Oh,
"Take your pill."
that's so sweet.
Now, when I originally made this, yeah, and I've got it in like so it stands,
Yeah.
and I can put it wherever I am when I'm close to it. So if I'm on the computer, I have it right there, and usually I look at it. And now, when I first made this is how long I've come. This is how far I've come from counseling. When I first made this, I was going to actually write, "Take your pill, asshole."
Oh.
Um, and then I decided, why not put some love to it? So whenever I see this sign, so I put the little heart there. Look at this. I am an artist,
It's
and
beautiful.
there's my heart. So yeah, that's what it's come to. That's how old I am getting. I have little notes around the house. Heather's younger than me. She's probably got even more notes. They're all on her phone.
Yeah, I do, but most of them
She's
are
got
on
a she's got alarms going off anyhow. Take your Flintstone vitamin. You know, make sure it's Betty today. Um, I wish I could take.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Okay, I'm off on a tangent here. I'm off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get to some more urgent issues, there's nothing more urgent. The only urgent thing is talking about fun stuff. But I want to talk about something coming up. Now, I'm going to mention this in the shameless plugs, but I decided to give this its own little entity. So, shameless plugs will still be at the end, but yeah, I'm still going to, but I want to talk about this in its own because I'm so excited about it. So we've been doing watch parties, and they've been very successful. So I started showing movies, and we finally figured out that we think Thursday night is the best time to do it, 8 o'clock. And I have found so many awesomely free movies on YouTube that some of them, I won't lie, are probably illegally put up there. But since they haven't been taken off, I feel that's fair game.
Okay.
So I make these fun movie nights, and you know me, you've been to all of them, Cordy. You've been to my real life ones. I like to put like trailers at the beginning, little intermission segments, coming attractions, like everything. I'm a showman. I'm an old fashioned showman. And so you're going to get it all when you come to my movie night. So I've decided that since I found so many great films that we are going to go starting on Thursday, May 27th. We are going to go every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Now, I shouldn't promote every Thursday at 28 because if things open and I start getting offers to do things on those days, but I'm going to try to keep Thursdays just for me and my fellow movie fans.
Mhm.
I will be showing so many great, so good they're bad movies. As I said, sometimes I'm going to have some good ones in there. Sometimes there'll be some really stinkers in there. But you can come and watch the movie with us, or you can just come in the chat room and chat about how awful the movie is. And there's so many great ones. I can't begin to tell you the stuff we're going to. All I know for sure is Rock and Rule is our first movie. It's an animated Canadian film that I love. I don't know why I love it. It fits the HR Puffin stuff thing, but it's good. It's got a great soundtrack. It looks awesome. And I've seen it a couple times. It never got a proper theatrical release. I actually knew it from its comic book. My sister Cheryl bought me a comic book called Rock and Rule, and I could look at that thing for hours. And then one day we actually found the movie. And so I'm going to be showing that this Thursday. So why I'm saying this is if you like bad movies or just hanging with people who like bad movies, bless you.
Thank you.
And all you have to do is go to Facebook and let me know you want your invite, and you'll get an invite about 20 minutes before the movie starts. And then you open it up. It's really an easy link to open, and you are right there. There's a little room, and we chat a little bit. We hang out, and it's fun. Sometimes we hang out after the fact to talk about what the hell did we just see. All the trailers you see are movies that we got coming up, and I got some great stuff coming up, but I don't want to blow my load all at once. So the Devlin's Thursday night cult movie theater is starting to be open every week. And even if it's just me and Corda sitting there and one other person shows up, we will show these movies.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, we've shown 3 already: Little Darlings, Retreat, No Surrender, and Roar. And hopefully we didn't traumatize too many people with that. Right now is the perfect time to join in because there's not a lot of people coming out, so it's a nice little fun little affair for friends and stuff. So please let me know if you're a movie fan and like movies so bad they're good, or so bad they're good. Same damn thing. Same damn thing. Anyhow, let us know and we'll get you, and you will get, and even if you can't make it,
Yeah.
get the invite. Get the invite, because you might be sitting around, oh, I have nothing to do. I don't want to binge watch Friends again. And then suddenly you pop in and say, boy, that sounds horrible. I want to be there. And you'll just get it, and you can come, and you don't have to dress up. You supply the snacks and drinks, just like the happy hour. We present the entertainment. And I hope we haven't been failing you yet. So I've been posting stuff on Facebook, and I didn't get a lot of love for Viewmaster. That's why I didn't crank it out. I'll probably crank it out someday. I like to do a little show and tell segment on these because these are my therapy. Donnie, I will probably crank out Viewmaster on a week where there's not much to talk about, but I did post a couple of other things that got some love, and so I felt I needed to talk about them. And the first one is I made a comment about putting posters on your wall when we were kids,
Yeah.
and how kids don't, like, they still might do it because you can still buy posters in the stores. But back in the day, I remember people would be like buying like the Tiger Beat magazines, and their whole wall would look like wallpaper with pictures of like Duran Duran or Leif Garrett, or depending on what era you're from, David Cassidy or the Bay City Rollers, or stuff like that. And it was great to see how many people loved this topic. And do you remember, were you allowed to post pictures of, like,
I didn't really know celebrities and stuff, so I had a few posters on my walls, but not much.
what was it? The cat, like, hang in there, baby, that one?
I wouldn't be surprised if I had that one, but a lot of them were like pictures of unicorns and things. So
Oh, of course.
yeah,
Sort of would have that.
back when
But
unicorns were
uh,
rare things to enjoy. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, Tolkien pictures of, like,
I don't think so.
didn't he do like a sexy beefcake shot before Lord of the Rings came out or something?
Must have really.
Well, unicorn pictures, I guess it's come back around again because, a lot of kids have unicorn
Yeah,
pictures.
now it's too popular. You know? But
Yeah,
like,
I know, I know.
it was hard to find unicorn things, so it was nice to be able to get a few.
Yeah, I know. I want to go back to a world where unicorns were special again.
Yes.
Now they're just as easy to find as, poo emojis. I wish I had the Count Devula face right now.
Yeah.
I can't recreate it to save my life. That's why we use the same one. Oh no, that's me every time we do it. Anyhow, yeah, I remember having posters. I had like some Star Wars. I had Charlie's Angels. You can tell I was still dealing with my sexuality because I put. I remember having a Lonnie Anderson I poster. I couldn't get my hand on the famous Farrah Fawcett poster, which I have a small version. I think that's it up there.
Yes. Yep.
Anyhow, I wish I had this poster. It would still be in my apartment right now if I did. So that's why I framed this little one that I found. Anyhow, hi Damien. Anyhow, anyhow, yeah, but I remember having a Lonnie Anderson. Now I love WKRP, but it was her in a swimsuit, and when I think about it, it's like, why did I put this poster up on my wall? I know I didn't want people to know I was gay, so maybe this was my beard and I put it up like, oh, they'll never know. They'll think I'm jerking off to Lonnie Anderson every night. You know? As I grew up, I've always had posters, mostly movie posters and stuff, but I remember having James Dean, I remember having Josh Hartnett, I remember having Ben Affleck, Armageddon Time. I remember Casper Van Dien. Who do you know has Casper Van Dien posters? I still remember when I went to a variety store and I found a poster for No Retreat, No Surrender, that movie we just showed, and I had that proudly on my wall forever. And I remember people coming in like, "Who owns that?" The people who starred in that movie wouldn't put that up on their walls. But people, there were sequels, so somebody loved that movie,
I didn't know.
not just me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. No, I'm all wrong here. That's No Retreat, No Surrender. I didn't know that. That was John Claude Van Damme. Oh, I had that other movie.
Okay.
Oh my God, I gotta look it up. Amuse yourselves. What am I talking about? I would have killed to have a No Retreat, No Surrender.
uh, I'll show off toys. There we go.
Sure.
Fantasia toys.
Never Back Down.
Okay, that's
John Ferris and Cam Gigandet. Okay, so I saw this at a variety store, and I actually asked the people, could I have this poster? Because it's the most homoerotic boxing UFC movie you've ever seen. It's a UFC movie, mixed martial arts. And basically, they said, well, we're going to keep it up there for a while, but we'll put your name on it and you can get it. And I never thought they would ever call me, and they actually did. And I had this proudly displayed. Boy, a senior's moment. Don't forget to take your pill. Anyhow, yes, it was Never Back Down. I
okay.
wish I could get a Never Back. No Retreat, No Surrender. I don't think I'd put it up though, because I've seen a lot of them and they were pretty bad. But this one was hot. I'll have to crank it out. I still have it somewhere. Now all the posters I have are all framed on the wall because Mike just finds it easier that way because it looks nicer. We're mature adults. We don't just stick pictures up on the wall.
Yep. What?
These are on
You're
poster
on
books. These
bullet.
are on.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look at those pictures. Look at
Yeah.
them. This is pretty much my room from the 70s. Like there's Grease, Laverne and Shirley. We got some Wonder Woman there.
Yeah, I love Lucy.
Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
I Love Lucy, Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
Okay, there is the Punisher back there. That wouldn't have been in the
Yeah.
70s, but it's John Bernthal, please. Anyhow, so share with me what posters you had on your wall, or if you have posters on your wall right now, because I would love to know what you have going on. Don't forget that this upcoming week has got the real Star Wars Day. I'm not going to jump on my soapbox too much. But I know people like to celebrate May the 4th, be with you. Every time I hear it, I cringe. And I'm trying to be better as I get older, but this year I was still not feeling it
Of
because
course, this
as
is
some
more than a pun.
it's a pun.
Yes,
Yes, and even
there's more than
Disney, like
that.
Disney puts stuff out on that day, and I'm even seeing people that used to be offended by it are now giving in to the dark side. But the real day to celebrate is May 25th when Star Wars made its actual debut in 1977. You know, this was its main day. This is the day it exploded, and nobody's going to mention it. No, I will.
Yes,
You go on a nostalgia, I will put something.
yes.
I'm trying to be good, not like putting it down or anything, but I had to make mention. It's coming up, people. Let's celebrate this day. No, no puns. No puns. Oh, moving on, because I have still some important issues to deal with. So remember, I told you that we had like pudding and caps getting really big things.
Yes.
This week's number one people liking was a funny meme that I put on that fits in with the take your pill category. Why do I have to show that all the time? You
I
know
love
what?
it
If I convince one person to remember to take their pills during happy hour, maybe they're happy pills,
though.
I have done a good thing here, people.
Yes.
So anyhow, the one thing that people just love was a meme I put up that said, "You don't realize you've hit adulthood until it takes you a while to figure out if you need to get rid of that cardboard box or not."
Yes.
Something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But I posted that, and many people related to that and were not afraid. And a lot of these people are still considered young in my eyes.
Yeah.
When I showed it to Mike, he just looked and said, "I was like that when I was a teen. You get a really cool box. You don't know if you want to get rid of it or if you're going to use it for something. So you're
Exactly.
like, well, maybe I should just cut it down and then I can make it up again." And
Yeah.
like, we just got an air conditioner and the box sucks, but I've gotten so many things from Amazon. I thought people would relate to it. And I was right. I thought the Viewmaster would be all the rage. I posted something about something else. I post lots of things, but I'm thinking of something particular I posted. Cracker Jacks.
Oh.
Nobody had love for Cracker Jacks. Not even when you get a ring in it. I did not get this ring, Craig.
Yeah.
But anyhow, people, I guess because we're getting so much deliveries now, like you got a wonderful box
Oh yeah.
for two things of nail polish.
Yes. Did you want me to get the box and show them?
Sure, have you got it?
I still got it. I haven't thrown it
We're
out.
all about visuals.
Yeah.
Heather has always wanted to display her box
This is
on
the kind of
cam.
box that I got. Two nail polishes. So
Yeah,
nail polish about this big, two of them in this box.
yeah.
With this
And I told her to save the box because it would refer. Because there's probably people ovulating right now, seeing that box, thinking of all the stuff they can do with it.
oh yeah.
Now, as an adult, do you know what you're going to do with that box, or is it going in the garbage? Or recycle, recycle.
For a short time, my cat will sit in it for a while.
Okay,
Because she does like to sit in the box. And then I will throw it out. So, or I'll just recycle it. Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Yes, we have to say recycle.
Yes.
Um, I like to recycle whenever I can. But anyhow, I loved all the people. You were one of them. Thank you. It's nice to know that we're not alone in this. As I look you deep in the eyes, we're not alone. So the next time you get an Amazon delivery, maybe today, and you realize this box could be worth something, or I could use that for something, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that you're going to put it in your closet with the other four that you thought you were going to use last week. We will get through this together. That is important for all of us to know. It's
One
time
box,
for shameless. It's what?
one box at a time.
Yes. And since Heather got to display her box, which was her dream, well, we show her box on cam. It's now time for a great segue to shameless plugs. This is to let you know what's coming up in the week ahead of Mondo Nostalgia. If you were offended by shameless plugs, you can leave now. And
Okay.
just know, thank you for coming. But if you are here to listen to the shameless plugs and may actually go see it, absolutely. So this weekend, there's lots of stuff going on in Mondo Nostalgia. I don't usually talk about it. You'll see the watch party that we're going to do Saturday. We will put that on if you can't make it for that, so you can still watch the playlist, and that will be on for a couple of weeks to get you through. Sing it. Pardon?
Dance party.
Yes, the retro boogie online dance party. It's a fun one. I've done the playlist, and we had a lot of our regulars giving requests and beautiful choices. Some of them, though, all I'm going to say, and I'll smile because people are nice, but when I ask for video dance party requests, one, that usually means songs that we can dance to. And yes, you can slow dance to them, but we kind of like to keep a peppy couple of hours. And two, it's a video dance party. So make sure there's a video for it. Now, I will look and find something, but sometimes there just isn't one. So you might send me, it's great if you send me a whole bunch of requests, then I can choose. But if you send me one video, and I can't find a thing, I feel like I'm letting you down. So send me a couple. So anyhow, and thank you to the people who actually sent me the thing. Singing Frogs also up, and don't forget trivia as always, and the Sunday funnies. So as I said already, on Thursday, May 27th, we're going to do a movie night. It is going to be Rock and Roll, and great movie. And yeah, come check it out. That's at 8 o'clock. Don't wait till the last minute. Go over to Facebook and let me know you want to be put on our movie list, and you will just get invites all summer long. On Friday, May 28th, we have got a misunderstood movie. I like putting them at the end of the week. So I don't know if it's doing much for it, but I think it's kind of nice.
It is.
And we have got a movie you probably haven't even heard of. It's called Funland. Hey, Corda has to put it together and she's never even heard of it. She's going to actually have to watch clips of this movie and not know anything about it. But the good news is, it is going to be on an upcoming movie night because
Good.
it's on YouTube. But if you can't wait, go ahead and check it out. I look forward to it. I really enjoyed making this movie. I stumbled on this movie and I absolutely love this movie. It says it's a horror film, it says it's an action film, but it's an out and out comedy. And not a great one, but I laughed out a lot. But
Okay.
I can't give away too much because you won't watch it.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 29th, we've got Trivia Saturday as always. And we have also got another watch party. We got two in a row because of the two in a row. You can't really tell that's two if I got it like that, but two in a row. So we did the dance party, and now we're going to do a time warp. We're going to take you back on Saturday, May 29th for 2 hours in the 60s. This should be fun because I only lived 2 years in the 60s, and honestly, I wasn't going to Woodstock and stuff like that. I wasn't drafted into Vietnam. I was only a few and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. I love the 60s. Even if you didn't live it or you did, come out, have a good time with it. And I can't stress enough that on Sunday, May 30th, we've got a Sunday Funnies, and we are starting a brand new chapter serial, and it is one of the Buster Crab Flash Gordons. Now, we showed the first one. This is now the second one. As always, there'll be a cartoon at the beginning, Betty Boop, Popeye, Superman, some weird thing you've never heard of. They're a lot of fun, and I am seeing people going to this. They may not give us a lot of views, but there are fans of our Sunday funnies, and I'm very happy for that.
Then it's worth doing.
Right, and so if you're one of those, like, I always come in halfway through, even though there's no excuse for that, because you can just go into our history and go start it from the beginning. You can, if you can binge watch Friends, you can binge watch Flash Gordon or Tarzan or Commander Cody, all the great ones we've already shown, and we plan to show a lot more too. Anyhow, brand new one starting on Sunday, May 30th. Well, that's the end of our second happy hour. I thought it was a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Corda, thank you for this. Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to show your box off.
that's right. How could it get better than that?
There's a little innuendo. Maybe I should have put a little warning at the beginning. If you're not a fan of sexual innuendo, this show might not be for you.
Yeah.
Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we're going to keep putting this on for a couple weeks to see if you guys like it. Please comment. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. Do you like Heather showing her box? Do you like me showing my toys? Do you like me talking about certain things? Let us know, and we will try to cater to you. So, anyhow, be safe, be strong, be beautiful, be yourselves. But most of all, be here next week for the next episode of the Happy Hour. Cheers.